Welcome to Pawnee Park's Memorial Stadium in Columbus, Nebraska for rivalry football action between number 1 David City Aquinas and number 2 Columbus Scotus. Thank you so much for joining us here on ColumbusNewsTeam.com for our featured game of the week. I'm Brandon Axmit with the call. Alongside me is Grant Otten. Kate Bowling will be patrolling the sidelines all throughout tonight's activities. Now, Mr. Grant Otten, we have a big one tonight in as many weeks. Number 1 and defending Class C2 champion David City Aquinas comes to town to take on Scotus, that's jumped up to number 2 after Ashland Greenwood fell to number 1. So this is a big rivalry game for both of these teams. They've played for 50 years, and this applies to both teams. How do you handle a game of this magnitude where you're playing a rival?
Well, I think you just got to stick to what you do best. I mean, these teams are so evenly well matched, and they both won very convincingly their first 2 games. So I guess we're just going to have to come out and see. Hopefully, these 2 teams play to the top because I'm excited for a really good football game.
And there's no doubt it will be good football action, and 2 key players that are going to help make that happen. Starting off with David City Aquinas, I'm going with Spencer McGuire. The quarterback is the player to keep their eye on. He is a dual-threat quarterback, can run or pass, and Coach Ron Mimick says he's the 3 C's, calm, consistent, and confident. The Scotus defense is going to have to key on him and shut him down if they want to be successful. On the opposite end of the football, and Columbus Scotus going with the key player, senior Bailey Pelster, the leading rusher for the Shamrocks with 104 yards in Week 1 against Boone Central Newman Grove, the defending Class C1 champions. He is explosive, he is fast, and he has the capabilities to go over 1,000 yards this year, according to Coach Tyler Linder. Grant, any final thoughts before we hear from Coach Linder on this game that we're about to see before us?
Well, I think your key players are spot on. It'll be exciting to see how these 2 perform throughout the night, and I guess we'll just have to see what happens.
And someone who's very excited to see what happens is head coach Tyler Linder for Columbus Scotus. Right now, he's with our sideline reporter, Kate Bowling.
Alrighty, Coach, big game here tonight, big rivalry team. The stands are filling. What is your team's mentality going into tonight's game?
You know, I can't harp enough about how excited these kids are. You know, the entire week, you know, we didn't have really any downtime where we had to yell at kids to get motivated. They know what's at stake here, and so, you know, these kids are hungry and excited to you know, not too many Scotus teams have the ability to say that, you know, they beat Aquinas 2 years in a row, and so that's our goal, and that's what our kids were pursuing all week.
Was there one aspect of the game that you worked most